Hey everybody, welcome back to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm sonofasilverstacker. Today's date is the 3rd of June 2025. In this video we have a couple different topics we're tackling, namely the P and D Jefferson nickels from last year. Then we're going to be looking at the Dr. Vera Rubin quarter that drops today. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a tremendous number. Not sure exactly how big it is, but I'm pretty sure it's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to do. Now, over here to moneymetals.com. Looks like, wow, yeah, everything's in the red this morning. So gold's down $24 even Steven to 33.70.90. Silver down 52 pennies to 34.43. Platinum down 9.40 to 10.69.20. Well, not anymore. Palladium down 360 to 1013.50, and Dr. Copper down 8 cents to 477 a pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.59 for the quantity of 1 through 39. They got you paying $41.04. Yeah, it's been 39 and change for quite some time, but there we are, broke through that $40 threshold here. Now, the sell to them, the buyback price is $36.15, and the silver spot is $34.45. There you go. It's a little bit over, right? Next up, circulating coin production at the United States Mint website. I just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody here, what's going on. So 32 points, and really, I mean, I think we have to do this because the Mint misreported these numbers 2 different times last year. I think they had like 50 million at one point for Philadelphia, and then they added another bunch of numbers to make it like 70 million, and everybody started focusing on the Denver. But really, what's interesting, I don't think everybody got the memo that Philadelphia was at 36 million Jefferson nickels struck for last year. That's remarkably low, folks. That's definitely, I would think, a key date coin or semi-key date or better date, one of those three. And I think time's going to tell what's going on with that. And really, let's break this down. Let's find out what these numbers are. So 3,840,000 is the difference between 36.72 and 32.88, right? So that's kind of an interesting phenomenon. But look at this. So how many coins are in a row? And we're going to give you some perspective as to what's going on here with these particular numbers. And I got to say, it's really interesting. So there's 40 nickels in a row and 50 rolls in a box, all right? So what I've done here is I've broken down the numbers. So I've got here 3.8 million right here, 3.8 million divided by 40. That's 96,000 rolls difference, okay, that the Philadelphia Mint had. And how many boxes difference is that? Well, that's 1,920 boxes difference. And that might seem like a lot, but it really isn't. Check this out. So what I've got here, how many bank branches are in the United States? Well, the Search Labs AI overview at Google says as of early 2025, there were approximately 68,632 FDIC insured commercial bank branches in the United States. Yeah, there you go. And what were the numbers there? You know, I showed you there. We were what, 19, 20? That's not a whole lot of folks. And if all those bank branches, let's see here, 68,000 are battling over 1,920 boxes, they're not getting them. No way, not even close. So that's the perspective I think everybody should be having. Now let's keep on keeping on. Let's go over to eBay real quick. Oh, and I got to show you something on PCGS. I found it. I was like, what? So here we are, completed listings, sold listings for the 2024 Philadelphia struck Jefferson nickel. And I don't have mint state, I don't have anything like that, but here we are. So look at this, 1 roll, 2024 P tails enders, Jefferson nickels, uncirculated, original wrap bank low mints, BW, that's right, $14.99. Look at this though, we got here 2024 Denver, lightly circulated, 20 coins. And then you get 3 free 2024 P at $22.86, 8 bids, $3.99 delivery. But look at this, $20 or best offer for the 2024 Jefferson nickel rolls, uncirculated, original bank wrap rolls. That seems very reasonable compared to, yes, indeed, those Denver strikes. Look at this, $12.50 with a $5 delivery. That's $17.50 for an original bank wrapped roll right there. That's incredible, folks. It really is, because that's why it's incredible. Check this out. Look at the rolls, what they're selling for here. Yeah, hi, $100, June 2nd. Look, I have it recently ended, okay? This just happened yesterday, all right? $96, all right? It's quite remarkable information, right? And yes, is the difference between, 32.8 and 36 million, is it really $80 a roll? I don't know. But that's what we're seeing. The discrepancy is about $80. Look at the $100 there, $90 there, $4 delivery, and yeah, 10, 60, 99, and so on and so forth. I mean, you actually get less, sometimes less than $20. That's two. That's one for 10. So it definitely makes you wonder. Me personally, I might be stocking up on a few more Jefferson nickel rolls here in a short time. So next thing I wanted to show you is PCGS. This is Type 4 Return to Monticello. These are the population reports. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so here we are in 2024. This is the Philadelphia struck, full steps, and there was 326 of those bad boys submitted. And yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good number, right? Yeah. But look at Denver. Wait, 222? Wait a minute. That makes no sense. Aren't people coveting the Denver strike? And why would it be that less of them have been submitted if Denver is the one to go to? And that's remarkable. And what's even more remarkable, folks, is well, look at this. We have here the grades here from the designation from mid-state 60 all the way to 70. And as you can see, the Philadelphia struck with the full steps. There's 5 examples of those bad boys. However, if we go to the Denver struck, yeah, we have bupkas. We got 0. We got nada, zilch. And will they have some in the future? I don't know. But what I can say is that the Denver mint has struck, look at this, 11 proof-like mint state full steps in that Jefferson nickel from Denver. I mean, that's huge. That's a big deal. And the last time the mint state full step proof-like happened was in 2019. So it doesn't happen very often, folks. And there it is, 2019 D full step proof-like, 346 of those bad boys. And that's a remarkable number considering the fact that, well, we have only 11 this time around. So not only is Denver 2024 scarce, but it's also scarce, it seems, in a proof-like coin as well. That's remarkable, folks. The other one had like 300, right? This is 11. Definitely times are changing. Now, times are changing even more. Look at this. You may have seen it. I've highlighted 12 here, and I've highlighted 12 here. So somebody has submitted 12 Denver from 2025 and 12 Philadelphia from 2025. And yes, indeed, there are, look, it's probably the same, 12 people, I would imagine. But look at this. 10 in a mint state 67. That's remarkable. And only a mere 2 in the mint state 66 pickup sticks. And that's actually where the Denver picks up as it mint state 66 pickup sticks. Then we got 8 65. And that's rough, folks. And 65 is not a whole desirable grade. You might not even get your, look, you probably maybe get $20 for a coin like that, right? In a mid-state 65 full steps. And then look at this, even worse, 3 of them are a mid-state 64. If I had sound effects, I'd be playing them right about now. Because that's not ideal. And I typically like to say, if you end up buying an uncirculated set and you have all of those coins graded in that particular set, I would typically say, because those are, struck a little bit more with more force and pressure with the intricate details and all that, they would at least average a mint state 65. Okay. I mean, that would probably be the minimum grade expectation. To get a 64 from an uncirculated set is probably rare, but maybe not unheard of. But for me, I'm like, wow. But all the uncirculated sets I've ever turned in, I've got mint state 68, 69s, from NGC. I remember I got a mint state 69 for the American Samoa quarter. Yeah, that was remarkable from NGC. So yeah, these numbers are not making any sense at all. What's going on over Denver? I thought typically they have the reputation of striking the more quality coins. Isn't that something? Now let's go to today's drop. That's the American Women Quarters. This is the 3rd drop this year for the American Women Quarters. We had Ida Wells, we had Juliette Gordon-Lowe, and now we have Dr. Vera Rubin, and then I think Stacey Park Milburn, and then Althea Gibson are the final 2 for this year. So that's going to be pretty exciting. This is the end of the American Women Quarter program. Looking forward to seeing next year's quarters. And what's interesting about all of this is that we cannot, bummer in the summer, subscribe to the next year's quarters. I'm not sure why, not sure what's going on there, but if we are able to, I would jump on that in a New York minute. Okay. I'm talking instantly. Now, if there's not any subscriptions for next year's quarters, it's going to be a free-for-all, and not looking forward to that at all. So let's get back to the Dr. Vera Rubin quarter. I think this is probably one of the most stunning quarters for the American Women quarter designs. I mean, this is, I mean, you got to love the details in here and the reliefs and just the fields. I mean, the stars, and there's a lot going on here, folks. And it's just, I mean, there's accused. It's wow. I mean, it really is. Look at this. This one's raised JPM. This one's, it's wow, folks. This is so, it must have been really hard to make this quarter for these designers. And I've mentioned the names before, and I really think that the names of the artists should be here on the description or even the specifications. And I think it does them a disservice. I really do. That's a bummer in the summer. But either way, let's get back to the product. So there's 4 product options. The Mint before the pandemic had the S rolls individual. You could buy those. I remember they were like $19 and change for those. That was awesome. And then they also had the uncirculated quarters set before the pandemic. And that changed everything. So the Mint had to do a lot of streamlining. But I hope for next year they have just a quarters uncirculated set and so on and so forth. That would be fantastic. So the 3-roll set, that's one I've already been charged for by the United States Mint, is $63. And it holds the highly collectible San Francisco quarters. Those are huge. You're not going to find those in circulation. The household ornament for that one is 3. And let's go ahead and check out the 100-coin bag. The limit on that one is 10. It's $47.25. And the 2-roll set limit is 3, and the product limit is 7,000. I think they actually may have lowered that one. I'm not sure exactly, but it seems kind of low to me to start things off. And here's the design right here. I love that. A little more perspective there. She's smiling. She's pointing up at the stars. There's some swirling galaxy action here. I mean, I just love this. It says $quarter, doesn't say 25 cents. It's all alpha, not numeric. The E pluribus unum right there. Yeah, what? And will these stack? I don't know. It would be really interesting to see how this quarter plays out in hand. I can't wait. You know, I have seen it in the clad proof set, and I love it. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh. And this coin may have just been made for a proof, or maybe even a reverse proof. Wouldn't that be amazing? But anyway, there's the E pluribus unum, Dr. Vera Rubin, Dark Matter, United States of America. And it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous quarter. Love that thing. Now let's go to those plus ones. I've yammered for way too long. Bingo! Here we go. This is in Seeking Wisdom. You know, this is really important, and for me, this is something I'm working on as an elderly gentleman. You know, to seek wisdom when we're old is like making a mark in the sand. And have you ever been to the beach and made a mark in the sand? Now the wet sand, right? The wet sand, it'll stay, okay, until the waves come and then it's gone. But also, if you're just in the dry area of the sand, you can make a mark in there and then the wind blows and it's gone. And yeah, the tide comes in, whatever, it's gone. So, however, to seek wisdom when we're young is to hammering an inscription on stone. They're going to remember that for the rest of their lives, folks. And it's kind of awesome, isn't it? Now, also, I'm going to leave a link in the description for this particular article. This is Vera C. Rubin, 1928 to 2016. It's a biographical memoir by Nita McCall from the National Academy of Sciences. And it is quite an interesting article. You got to read it. And it says here, a lot of cool information about her and her life. And here, let me just read this one little part here. Ruth became, okay, here we go. So her parents said you could be anything you want, study anything that your heart desires. I think that's awesome to have very supportive parents like that. Like, because some people I knew, like I had a friend when I went to college, he was from Canada, and his parents are really pushy to him to get him to do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, that must be really tough. You know, a lot, you know, because I think people think that even, you know, rich people aren't under pressure, but they really are. I mean, yeah, I know the money part, but there's other stresses that come with that, you know, the family and holding up the family name and becoming a doctor or lawyer. But to have parents that are supportive like this is fantastic. So let me talk about this. So Vera became a scientist. That's her. Her sister Ruth became a judge. That's my grandma's name. Vera's interest in astronomy started at a young age. Her father helped her build a cardboard telescope that she used to observe the stars. She checked out library books on astronomy and the night sky and read them with delight. She was fascinated by the night sky. She watched the moon from her bedroom window and wondered why it was moving every night. She watched the stars and wondered what they were made of. There was just nothing as interesting in my life as watching the stars every night, she said. Her curiosity was endless. Absolutely, folks. I got to say, you know, when you looked up at the sky when you were a kid, weren't you amazed? Weren't you in awe? And when you on a road trip at night, you looked outside, there was a full moon, and the moon would follow you. I mean, that was just, what? Yeah, that's incredible. So there's just so much celestial awesomeness out there, and I love the fact that she's done this. And yeah, they overlooked her, which was a bummer in the summer for the Nobel Prize. But I don't know if the Nobel Prize is. I mean, yeah, would I want one? I don't know. I think righteous people need no monuments, right? Their works are their shrines. Isn't that something? Now let's bounce over here to 39's Fine 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Scorpions Holiday Best of Rockers and Ballads. Also got another one for you. I'm going to link up there. This is Pink Floyd, Nobody Home, Vera, and Bring the Boys Back Home, and Comfortably Numb. Man, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 songs all in one. Who knew? Now, with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free? Well, that's membership. And there's stuff in the store that's not free. But what's free is coming to hang out with us today at 11:40 a.m. for the American Women Quarters drop. I don't believe it's going to sell out today, but I do believe it will probably have the best sales of all 5 quarters this year. Probably is going to be sold out next year, maybe. But either way, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you do like what you're hearing, see, sub the channel. It's free. Stacker out.